Aloha, Sagittarius, and welcome. I am Moana, and welcome to Moana's Divine Reading, and I am the Hawaiian Gypsy. Again, welcome to April's career reading. I am doing, these are the first career readings that I'm doing, and I'm very excited. So far they've been coming out very, very well and very exciting. And so basically I do a general reading of the for the collective every month, and that's for all signs. And what I do is whatever energies come out of that reading, I bring it into these readings, the career readings, as well as the love readings. And it just kind of pulls everything together, as all things are connected, as you know, Sagittarius, with the arrow. You can connect all kinds of energies. That's a big gift of yours. And so basically, with these readings, the career and the love readings, I do a general, and I'll leave the link for that below, and that explains all the cards that you see. So the general reading has already been done, and I explain all these cards. So I don't normally explain it when I clarify for each specific signs, and that's what we're doing now, clarifying these signs, and for your sign, and so I may pick out a card here and there, and if it kind of calls to me to explain that card. But for the most part, I don't really explain those cards because they're already done in the general, and I'll leave that link below. All right, so I do though I like to start out with the general overall energy, which coming through to the sign, is the Ace of Swords. So Sagittarius, you're well aware of things that are going on and what the Ace of Swords means to you, which is a good thing, right? Because I believe that, things may have been muddled, and they may have like a lot of that Seven Cups energy, where you had a lot of options coming at you, and possibly you were presented with a lot of decisions that were needed to be made. And it was creating, a lot of confusion and a lot of, inner conflict, and not knowing which way to turn. So now, as you see, the pink full moon, I'm just going to point out this one Moonology card. Again, these are all explained in the general. That's the waxing moon, where this is gaining momentum. So you're really well of this, and you're really familiar with this energy. It is speeding up, and you're feeling that. However, with this Ace of Swords, it's really bringing you a peace of mind, peace of heart, because there's been a lot of clarity, a lot of things falling away, a lot of truth being illuminated, and it's really helping you to say, okay, that scenario was actually fake. I don't need that. So I'm not even paying attention to that. And you're really starting to see which scenarios are the true ones for you moving forward, especially in career. But I wanted to also mention how the pink in this card here, and these readings are being done of the pink full supermoon. So, and I really feel this pink full supermoon, it's impacted everybody, but I had a feeling it also has impacted you in a good way. Really bringing that joy, that Sagittarian joy and hope back into your heart and back into your life. All right, now we're going to get into clarifying. So I'm just going to start with the clarifying the Ace of Swords. Well, we got a lot of swords coming out. So a lot of mental energy. And this is like kind of across the board. But I guess that makes sense with everything coming out, with the situation that's going on and stuff like that. Everybody is really in the mind. But yeah, so this is exactly what I was saying about this Four of Swords coming out as your overall energy, is you're really starting to bring that hope and joy and peace in your heart. So yeah, I don't need to say, I think everybody is quite aware, especially with the situation, being at home, staying home, and keeping safe. So it's a lot of the inner work, peaceful work, meditative work. But what's really good is that you're taking advantage of the situation to really do, looking inside, reassessing, and actually, I'm not getting quite reassessing, but what I'm getting is looking inside and looking at, what are the truth? What are the true things that that are being revealed to you, to, you know, make the right decisions, have that discernment moving forward. And that's what's really coming through. Again, these are general reads, so this might not resonate with every Scorpio, but I'm getting, sorry, I just did Scorpio, sorry, Sagittarius. Actually, maybe, I don't know, a Scorpio came out of my mouth there, so maybe, I don't know if you want to look at Scorpio, but you don't have to. Anyway, or maybe there's a Scorpio influence that's helping you out that you're working with. So that could be a good balance. Sagittarius, Scorpio. I know there's a good balance in those signs. Anyways, not for everybody. Maybe not for any, just that's just kind of something that came up. All right, so we're going to start with you here, the middle. The Hawaiian spread is the middle self, lower self, and higher self. So the middle is you here on Earth. This is your manifested self, and this is what's happening with you at the moment, or the energies that are coming through. Again, remember, it's a general reading. So what's coming out is the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, awesome. And that's what actually brings me back to this the Four of Swords, is that, yeah, usually you're a fast-moving energy and you kind of like to see results. So what's happening is this time, what's also coming through is that you've been taking advantage of the situation and turning it into your favor by slowing down, and actually you're finding yourself really at peace and happy by being able to break things down and you know, fill in the missing links, and filling the blanks, and really being able to yeah, just detail work, a lot of detail oriented work, and you're starting to see, you know, the results from that, and the manifestation of that, the positive manifestation, and that's the King of Pentacles. You know, I might have said, I don't know if I said Page of Pentacles, but basically that's the whole energy. So you're also, I am getting a bit of Page of Pentacles going into the King of Pentacles, and that's the transformation that you're going through. So you're finding yourself, you're able to also, with this kind of stop, you know, the whole world being stopped, you're actually having the time now to do the research and the learning. You might be taking some courses right now, or you know, online courses or something, and you know, doing a lot of learning, going back to the basics, and really just learning it really well in detail, in a detailed way, and that's really working for you, and you're really building, you know, a really good solid foundation from that, coming into this King of Pentacles, and you're really kind of like filling up your basket with all the, you know, things that you need going forward into your career and financial instability. And so crossing energies that are supporting, are the Knight of Cups. So yeah, so there might be an offer coming through. So somebody may be looking at you and saying, wow, look at the Sagittarius, he's grown so much. So, and it's really warming their hearts. And so an offer may be coming towards you. I'm getting from another person. So I don't always, you know, take these cards and say, oh, you know, okay, it's a cup, so right away it's going to be a water sign. You know, in this case, it could be, but I don't always go right there, which, if it is a water sign, that would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. But, you know, basically, if it's not a water sign, then what's happening is basically somebody who has a lot of rapport and a lot of respect and a lot of admiration for you, even if it's, you know, kind of on a professional level. It could be somebody that has, you know, love for you in a romantic way, but I am getting more, even if that's the case, I am getting more, they really respect you on a professional level. You have risen from a Page of Pentacles to a King of Pentacles. So you're really showing all that work you've been doing is actually is shining through to people around you as somebody who really, walks the walk, talks the talk. They practice what they preach, and and you're showing people you're not afraid to do what it takes to get the job done, to move forward, but in a compassionate way. And that's where a lot of respect is coming through for you, Sagittarius, coming into the future. So there may be an offer coming in there. That's really, really interesting. That's really cool. Okay, so the lower energies coming in from the lower self, that's your subconscious self, and that is the Knight of Swords. So we got a Knight energy. So yeah, so energies are moving forward. In this case, well, it's coming from the lower self, so this is more going to represent you in this air energy. So what I'm getting is that if there was any unbalance in the past, Sagittarius, because you're a fire sign, with this Knight of Swords, that fire, because Knight of Swords is such a whiskey, I want to say the word's coming, a whiskey, not whiskey as in a drink, but like, a whiskey as in an adjective to the word whisk. When something whisks something away, it's like this quick wind of air coming in and whisking, something away in the wind, and like if we drop a piece of paper in the wind and the wind comes and blows it away. So that kind of energy is coming in. But what I'm getting, it's a real positive energy for you, and it is mental energy. It's your mental energy, and it's coming from what you're doing here, what you're doing on your conscious self. All this re-educating or going back and learning or going back and reanalyzing, a situation or circumstances or like taking a course on something you're interested in. But it's all this kind of learning, and that energy is coming in, and it's really creating a good balance for you. And that's what this Libra full moon is all about. This pink full moon, supermoon, is all about, is balancing the energies, the skill, the justice. But in this case for you, Sagittarius, it's about your energies. So if things have been confusing and been kind of like off balance and unstable in the past, well, stability is coming in. But it's because of the work that you've been doing that we talked about over here, and from your higher self. So I'm excited to see this for you. Wow, that's cool stuff. Good work. You've been really putting in the hours, taking advantage of this, and that's the way to go, right, Sagittarius? And see, 6 of Wands. So 6 of Wands. If you're familiar with tarot right away, you know what that means. But if you're not familiar with tarot, that's a card you want, especially after all this work you've been doing. So 6 of Wands talks about victory, but it also talks about recognition. And I did mention that earlier with this cup. So that really confirms this offer that's coming in, this person, or it could be an organization, it could be a group of people, but it's coming like from one source, basically. And it is coming from a person or an organization, how do you see that? But it's a solid offer, and it's because you are being recognized. So 6 of Wands also talk about public recognition, being recognized for your efforts and your hard work, and it is victory, it's success. And so that's coming in for you. So that is so exciting. Woo! Okay, so in this, I'm just going to bring this one, always wants to come up because it's beautiful. It really, in the general energies, we have 6 of Pentacles. And that's exactly the energies that are happening now. Balancing out the skills, reciprocity, give and take, everything is being balanced out. And now you're starting to see the hard work you have been putting in, but now because you've been really focusing on doing it for your highest good, that it's actually coming forward, that your work is automatically being done to, being affected by others around you. So that's really, really cool. And that's how we want to work. That's really efficient, especially, in business. We want to do what's, for our heart's chakra, our heart space, our heart centeredness. We really want to do what the work that we are here meant to do, and we want to do it for that purpose. But the cool thing is, the real entrepreneur will do the job that's in his heart, his passion, but that's what becomes the business and helps others. And that's what you're really good at, Sagittarius, and you're really impacting others in a positive way, and that joyful, hopeful way. So that's really cool, and that's from your hard work. And so we have the Seven of Swords coming out with the Six of Pentacles, and that is so the Seven of Swords talks about so this is hidden energies, and I'm actually not too sure where the Seven of Swords is coming out. That right now it's not coming clear. Because I'm really, okay, so Seven of Swords can talk about deceit. It can talk about, okay, that makes sense. It can talk about, those that are not really, for your highest good, they're for their own highest good, and there could be some manipulation. So it can talk about that, but I'm not getting that for you. However, Seven of Swords can talk about like a big miscommunication. So so that is coming through. But I'm not getting anything major, so that's really cool because you're really clear right now, Sagittarius. So I think the biggest thing is Sagittarius. Sometimes I feel like some of you can really talk a lot. So I am getting, so what's coming through, okay, yeah, now it's coming really clear. So what's coming through is that, and I'm looking at this Ankh. I'm really looking at a thong. So I'm getting a bit of like an advice, a counsel. So for you Sagittarius, I'm getting be careful not to talk too much. Be careful not to say too much. And especially in these moments where we're like a lot of new beginning energies. So just be careful what you say and don't say too much. That's what's coming through. Okay. And that could be coming through for a couple of reasons. It could be coming through because, yeah, you don't know. We can't really trust everybody out there. I don't like saying that. I don't like putting that energy out there, but it's there. But another reason too could be when we say too much, sometimes that message gets misconstrued and it kind of loses its meaning, its value. So we don't want to say too much. So there's that. So be careful of that. And again, this for whoever it resonates, might not resonate with all of you, but there is a bit of a caution here about not talking too much. And then I'm looking at the Ankh, okay? And the Ankh is basically the energy of creation. It stands for, creative life, the male and the female symbol, the yin and yang. So another thing is make sure when you do say something, you talk from truth, okay? Not just from let's say your excitement. You want to make sure you talk from truth. You want to make sure you don't sugarcoat anything. You want to make sure you don't distort anything that you're saying that is distorting some truth or whatever to make it look good or whatever. That's just what's coming through. But make sure you're talking from truth and you're aligning with your spiritual self. And that kind of brings me back to Ish. He came out as the overall energy for the collective, for the month, the monthly collective, and he's the Jaguar heart. And basically he's so clear because he knows who he is and he walks in his own power. But the thing is, he also acknowledges that the power comes also from the divine. And so he's always in alignment with that divine energy. And that's what this Ankh is really kind of speaking to me, coming through the reading, is make sure you're aligned with your divine self and the divine energies. That true creative, that true creative divine energies, basically the source. That word is coming strongly for you, Sagittarius, that Spirit is telling me to say is the source. That's going to be really important. Make sure that things are still coming from truth, from the source, okay? You want it to come from the source. You don't want to come from secondhand that's been diluted, tainted, whatever. You don't want those energies. Make sure things are coming from the source. And that's what this whole time, since this whole thing has been happening that we've been going through and this illumination, this Ace of Swords has been illuminating what is tainted, what is fake, what is real. And it's helping you to see that. So make sure you stick with that energy moving forward. So that's what's coming through. real strong message there for those that it resonates with. And stick with your faith, okay? Stick with your faith. Your faith will never lead you wrong. You have strong faith, Sagittarius, and you know your faith. So always come back to that. If anything is questionable, come back to that faith. Okay, so what's in the future here? What's in the energies that are being apparent, being seen, is this Nine of Wands. So, yeah, so you're the wounded healer, Sagittarius. So you're the wounded healer. So basically, don't forget the lessons that you have learned coming all the way up to this point in your life, because it's time to move forward. It's time to let go and continue to let go. Continue to let go. The Ace of Swords energy is also about, cutting away things that do not serve us, and we don't need a lot of things moving forward. And you know now which things that are truth to take with you moving forward. Oh, I'm not surprised we did this for you. So here's a clarifying card from the Aset Oracle, Egyptian Oracles, and Amun-Ra, Miracle Creation. And that's you. One of the things I didn't mention about Ish, the Jaguar heart, is he also relates to the magician energy, which is also you, Sagittarius, your magician. I feel that's also you. And because he's the one, so he's the creator, and you are very talented at being your own creator. And it's Amun-Ra, that's your energy right now. You have this creative energy, so it's very important to move forward. What you're creating comes from truth. That's so critical for you. All right, so we're just going to pull a couple from Soul's Journey. We have fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Absolutely. Okay, so don't get caught up in anybody's lies or in anybody's fancy like those bad sales pitches or whatever, sugarcoating things or making something more than what it is to get you to buy or to get you to sign up. And but yeah, so not to get caught up in the fancy thing. To stay aligned with your divine energies and continue to move forward in truth. And don't be afraid to let go. That's what's coming through there. Letting go is also a message coming through for those that resonate. And happiness, there it is. You're walking to happiness. You're being successful, and you're manifesting the abundance that is for your highest good, and that's what's important. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Absolutely, Sagittarius. That's what came through from the beginning. You are on the right path. And the awesome thing is it because of all this clarity that has come through. So one last card from the notes of the universe. This one really wanted to speak to you. There it is. Don't be afraid to let go. That's what this is saying. If they once loved you, they still do. So that's why stay true to yourself. Even if you think somebody's not going to agree, just let them go and see what happens. But staying true to yourself, if they truly love you, they'll always love you. Awesome, Sagittarius. Most importantly, love yourself. That's really important. Love yourself. Love what you're doing. And, put a pat on the back. You did awesome. I really enjoyed this reading. This is great. This is where we benefit from you guys. So thank you very much for letting me do this reading, because this brought joy and happiness and faith and hope in my heart. So thank you, Sagittarius. Have a wonderful month of May, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Aloha, Keika, E. Love one another.